Well, next week in Destiny 2 is looking like a good one with new Gambit Labs going on, and that is called Mote Thief. We've also got a new Nightfall and a Grandmaster Nightfall, plus we've got seasonal challenges. Trials of Osiris is going to be back next week as well, and we've got a bunch of new items coming to the Eververse Store for Bright Dust. Well, today I'm going to run through all the info that we've got about next week in Destiny 2, so you can plan your time and decide what content you want to check out this coming week. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. And roughly 98% of viewers who watch This Week in Video Games aren't subscribed, so subscribe today and never miss an update. Well, first of all today, let's have a look at the highlights for next week in Destiny 2, and that of course is starting on the 26th of April 2022, so first of all, enjoy bonus Gambit ranks all week long, and then Gambit Labs is on, become a sneaky Mote Thief. You take down Ala Cool in the Lightblade Nightfall, and Clash is coming to the Crucible. Well, first of all, let's have a closer look at Gambit Labs, and this one is called Mote Thief. So we've got another Gambit Labs going live next Tuesday, and here's what Bungie had to say about it in their latest This Week at Bungie update. So looking to next week, we've got our second run of Gambit Labs coming into play. Invasion swaps went off well, giving us great data and feedback on moat dunking, invasion cadence, and primeval healing in a world where you invite your opponents onto the playing field when hitting certain thresholds. But for this edition of Labs, we're going to be experimenting with Mote Thieves starting on April the 26th. Well, not much has changed since our original Labs announcements. So fundamentally, the original concept of the Invader was a Guardian as taken terror, overpowered and dangerous, and something new you have to fight. And while that is very compelling, we don't believe it is the only compelling Invader fantasy. We believe that a sneaky Mote Thief is worth exploring too. So you got normal moat drain from having two blockers is disabled. Instead, every second the Invader is invading, one moat drains directly from your bank to the Invader's bank. Well, keep in mind, Invaders need to be near the bank in order to drain moats, so this won't be too much of a hide and seek affair. Do you prioritise clearing the active front of enemies, or do you help your teammates address a beefed up Titan relaxing behind their barricade, looking to steal some of your hard-earned moats? Hunters may throw a smoke bomb or two in an effort to jam up your radar, whilst Warlocks could throw a strategically placed Well of Radiance directly above your bank, making it easier to fight alongside the taken blockers that they just sent over. So it looks like it's going to be really interesting with Gambit Labs next week, and let me know down in the comments what you think of Gambit at the moment, and also what do you think of the upcoming Mote Thief. Also, there's bonus Gambit ranks all week long, so there's that extra incentive to jump into Gambit next week. Well, next up we got the Nightfall strike for the week, so the next week it's going to be the Lightblade, and that one can be found on the Throne World, and that does mean you're going to need access to the Witch Queen for that Nightfall. So the weapon rotation has been a little bit funky this season, but I do believe we're due for the Comedian Shotgun, and here are some of the decent roles to look out for when it comes to the Comedian. So for PvE, Smoothbore, Accurized Rounds, Hipfire Grip, and Trench Barrel would be really good. Then for PvP, Rifled Barrel, Assault Mag, Subsistence, and Vorpal Weapon, well, that is going to be a good one to go for. Also, this is the last time the Comedian is going to be available, so do make the most of it. Talking about loot that is leaving, DMG updated us in the This Week at Bungie update this past week, saying there's a few items leaving the loot pool at the start of next season. So with Iron Banner, Occluded Finality, the Sniper Rifle, and Finite Impact of the Hand Cannon, they are both leaving. And I think we do have an Iron Banner coming up in a couple of weeks, so that being the last Iron Banner of the season, that's going to be your last chance to get the Occluded Finality and the Finite Impactor. Well, for the Nightfalls, the Comedian Shotgun is leaving, and also the Palindrome Hand Cannon is also leaving too. So I think out of those two weapons, the Palindrome is definitely the fan favourite. To be honest with the Comedian, I reckon you can take it or leave it, but the Palindrome, that one is really going to be missed, and that is going to be coming up again in the Nightfall rotation in a couple of weeks' time. And then also we've got a couple of Trials of Osiris weapons leaving as well. So Shira's Wrath, the submachine gun, and the Messenger, the pulse rifle, they are both leaving at the end of the season, so both of those weapons are really good in the current sandbox. So with Trials of Osiris only has a couple of weeks left as well. I think it's 3 out of the next 4 weekends, so make sure you get a decent Shira's Wrath and a Messenger before they leave the sandbox. Well, next up, let's have a look at the seasonal challenges for Week 10 in Destiny 2. So So we've got 4 challenges next week, so Snuffed Out, defeat Morak, Lightstealer, Ulnath, Light Cleanser, and Korosek, the Thronebringer in the Psyops Battlegrounds. So basically, that is all the Battlegrounds. We've got the Psyops Speed Up, so complete all Psyops Battlegrounds in under 11 minutes each, and launch to the Psyops Battlegrounds directly from the EDC, Cosmodrome and the Moon, on the Destination tab of the Director. Then we got a Night on the Moon, so on the Moon, own progress by completing bounties, patrols, public events, and lost sectors. And then we got Stalwart Skin, so acquire the Stalwart Skin ornament for the Reckless Endangerment. Well, that is it for your seasonal challenges for week 10, but next up, we've got some Crucible bits and pieces to look forward to. So the rotating playlist next week for the Crucible, we've got Clash, and Trials of Osiris is returning next week for a regular Trials weekend. And remember that Shara's Wrath and the Messenger are going to be leaving at the end of the season, which is only a few weeks' time, so make sure you grab those weapons before they are gone. Well, let's have a look at the Eververse Bright Dust items next week. So first of all, we've got the Pale Rider, that is an exotic weapon ornament. And then we've got the Elect of the Empty Hood, that is a legendary Warlock universal ornament. And then we've got the same for the Titan and the Hunter as well. So we've got the Desolation Diver helmet and the Abyss Walker mask. And then we've got the Daito Projection, that is a legendary ghost projection. And the 5P3AR, that is an exotic Sparrow. And the E99 Shell, that is an exotic ghost shell. We've got the Courtyard Celebration, that is a legendary emote, and we've got the DIY Forge Master, that is an exotic emote. We've got the Vibrant Medusa, that is a legendary shader, and we've got the Hive Ghostly Projection, that is a legendary ghost projection, and Infernality, that is an exotic weapon ornament for Collective Obligation, and then finally we've got the Workout Dance, that one is a legendary emote. Well, next up we've got a preview of Hotfix 4.0.1.1. So next Tuesday, on April the 26th, Destiny 2 Hotfix 4.0.1.1 will become available with the following changes. So Axiom Bolt base cooldown increased from 91 seconds to 152 seconds. So that is quite a big change. The Titan Barricades base cooldown when Bastion Void Aspect is equipped is now up 82 seconds from 53 seconds. That matches the recharge rate of the Warlock Rift. An Offensive Bulwark now provides 60% less bonus grenade energy regeneration in PvP game modes, and the Whisper of Chains now provides 15% bonus damage resistance against players when near a stasis crystal, down from 25%, and it is unchanged versus PvE targets. Then the big one, we've got a nerf to Renewal Grasp, so while equipped, Renewal Grasps increase the base cooldown of Dustfield Grenade from 62 seconds to 152 seconds. The outgoing damage penalty is applied to the player victims in Renewal Grasp Dustfield Grenade, and that's reduced from 50% to 20%, and the damage has been unchanged versus PvE targets. So, massive nerf there to Renewal Grasps in PvP, and I reckon that's probably a welcome thing for a lot of players in PvP. There are also some other fixes as well, so the Summoner Auto Rifle from State 14's Reputation Rewards, it's missing a Masterwork slot. And the Lightblade and the Birthplace of the Vile Grandmaster Nightfalls did not count towards the completion of the Total Conquest Triumph. And that's probably why we've seen a swap around in the rotation of the Nightfalls so they could get this bug fix out. And in Gambit, the Primeval Shield sometimes did not successfully drop after defeating the Envoys. And also stay tuned for the full patch notes article, and that is going to be released on Tuesday. Finally today we've got some Prime Gaming rewards, so there's some decent free cosmetic gear available at the moment through Prime Gaming and Destiny 2, so just sign up to Amazon Prime, link your Bungie account and get these free cosmetics in the game. So we've got the Tip of the Spear Exotic Sparrow, the Tall Tail Exotic Ship, the Drop Pod Legendary Ghost Shell, and the Taunt Dance Legendary Emote. So all that stuff is free. If you've got Amazon Prime Gaming, just make sure you link your account and you'll get those free cosmetics in the game. Well, let me know down in the comments what you think about next week in Destiny 2, and let me know what you're looking forward to most. Well, that is it for this guide for next week in Destiny 2, and as always, thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit the subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games, or check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again. I'll see you soon.